Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Thank you so much for joining us for Library Tea Time, where information is always brewing. My name is Brandy, and this is Mandy. Library Tea Time is sponsored by the Montgomery County Memorial Library System Friends of the Library Groups. Thank you, friends, for all that you do.
Yes, thank you, friends. All right, so our guests for today's show are the librarians from both of our Woodlands branches. So we have Amber from our Georgian Cynthia Woods Mitchell Library, and we have Cynthia from our South Regional Library. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, thanks for having us.
Yes. Yeah, we're excited to have you. So this show's full of information, lots and lots of information, because we're kicking off our summer reading program in a couple of days, and we're always super, super busy. So, but first I want to hear about your branches. So let's start with you, Amber. Where is your library located?
So we kind of condense our name to Mitchell Library to make it a little bit easier. We are located in the West Woodlands, off of Woodlands Parkway. We're kind of nestled in the suburbs, so we see a lot of families come to our branch. That's where we are. I don't know what more you want to hear location-wise.
Mm-hmm. It's I'm not from the area. Brandy is. So I always get lost because I'm very much of a I need to see markers and like stores and to know where I'm going. And there's trees.
Yes, lots and lots of trees.
Yes. Yeah. So if we have someone on the phone, we'll be like, head west on Woodlands Parkway. We are the fourth light after Kirkendall.
There you go.
Yes,
awesome.
You are back there. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
And you guys have a 2-story building.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And how many staff members do you have?
We have, if it were ideal, we'd have 27. We're at 26 right now.
Okay.
Waiting to fill one more position.
Nice.
Good.
Awesome. And y'all, so for our listeners who haven't visited the branch, or really many of our branches, we've talked before about the library has many different departments and many different bees that make it work. And so you have a circulation department. Your reference librarians work with the adults. Mm-hmm. You have your children's department, your YA librarians. So lots and lots of different things happening over there. Do you have meeting rooms?
We do. We have 2 meeting rooms. One is our large community room that'll sit up to 100, and people can book that. Community groups can book that. And then we also have a smaller conference room, and it sits up to 12, and community groups can use that. But when it's not being used, then we open it up as a study room.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Any other study rooms besides that community room?
We do have 3 other smaller study rooms that are like booked constantly, especially now around finals.
Yes.
Yes. Good time for those.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't already follow our George and Cynthia Woods Mitchell Library, go ahead and follow them on Facebook, and you can be privy of all the things that are happening over there. All right, Cynthia. So go ahead and tell us about your library. Where is it at?
So currently we are at on Lake Robbins. So we're kind of right in the heart of the Woodlands, Market Street, and just down the road from the pavilion, just down the road from the mall. We're along the waterway there, and we are right next door to the county community center as well. So we're kind of right in the beat of things, right down there.
Okay. Awesome. So yours is also a 2-story library. And so children's downstairs and adult upstairs, right?
Yeah,
Teen upstairs.
Adult and teen are upstairs.
How many employees do you have?
I'm in the same boat as Amber. We have 27 on our best days, and currently at 26.
Very
Awesome.
good.
Okay. Well, if anybody wants to be a librarian, go to
Couple
mctx.org.
applications could be sent in.
Awesome. Okay. So, how long have you both been working for MCMLS?
I have worked for MCMLS for 18 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, nearly,
That's impressive. Yes.
yeah, nearly all of them at the Mitchell Library.
Nice.
Wow. And are you native to the area?
No, I moved when I was little, but I did grow up in the Woodlands area, so that's my community.
Absolutely. I
that's great.
understand. I've been there. I'm going on 28 years, so I'm transplanted, but perfectly at home.
Yeah.
Awesome. How about you, Cynthia?
I've been with Montgomery County for about 4.5 years, and they've all been at the South Regional Library. I moved from Illinois a few years ago, and I now live in with the Woodlands, work in the Woodlands, shop in the Woodlands. It's all the things in the Woodlands.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay, so you're both well acquainted with your community and what they need. Awesome. So, could you go ahead and tell me the hours of both of your libraries?
Sure.
They're-
I
you're-
think,
they're
I think
the
they're the
same.
same. We're open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Friday and Saturday.
Awesome. Great. All right. So, what type of tech is available at your libraries? You have computer rooms. We have computer classes available. What else? Any crazy, out of the ordinary? I know Mitchell's got a library of things.
Yes, and that is very popular. It's been around for a year now. We've circulated over 1,000 items in that
Wow.
time, and we have collected almost 300 items, all community donations. Yes, it's very popular.
Nice.
So, what kind of things are in the library of things for those who might not know?
Yeah, so we have all kinds of things. There are a lot of family games, different puzzles. Those are really popular. And then we have like hobbyist things, those like crochet needles and knitting needles. We have 2 different telescopes. And those are really popular. You know when there's some kind of celestial happening because they'll be they'll be checked out. We also have cooking implements. No one has been brave enough to try the turkey fryer yet, but we do have one.
Oh my word, a turkey fryer.
Yes.
I mean, the best I was hoping for was a springform cake pan. But
have one of those too.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
And then our collection of educational things are growing. So we have a lot of graphing calculators and brain teaser kind of cards. So, you donate it, we'll try to add it.
Nice. Awesome. And you take donations.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And we do have a wish list. So if you visit the branch, there's a
Oh.
QR code to take you to our wish list of items. And like everything we get, we try to put out in circulation.
That's awesome.
What a wonderful service to the community. Because sometimes you just, you want to use something one time or 2 times, and maybe you didn't want to commit the funds to that. But what a wonderful niche for the library. That's just such a great service.
Yeah. So our Mitchell Library has it, and our Magnolia Library, a Malcolm Purvis Library,
Yes.
has a library of things, and hopefully we can expand that to some of our other branches in the future. Cool. All right, Cynthia, you guys have computer lab. Anything super sweet, super special you got going on over there?
Not at our current location. There's a few things coming down the pike, though.
Current location. Stay
There's
tuned.
more on that.
More to
Don't
come.
step away for that coffee just yet.
All right. So it seems like, you both have been there long enough to get to know your community, to get to know your library. What is your favorite part of your job?
Right now, so we have kind of set the standard for decorating our library. And we put up a new photo booth, and now we've gotten into cardboard cutouts. And so when the children come through the door and they're just like, or they run to something to go see it, that's really heartening.
Yeah.
It's fun to see their reactions to things.
Yeah, that it's always really cool. You guys have it fun in there.
We do.
Yes. It's really fun. All right, Cynthia, how about you? What's your favorite part?
Oh gosh, there's so many things to choose from, but something kind of along those lines is, my predecessor was a massive Lego person, and she sort of set up this ad hoc Lego exhibition that would go on in my office, and so I was able to keep some of it, and we also have a Lego program where the kids put something together and then they name it, they give it a name, and we display it for them. And other kids, when it's very similar, those little faces come running up to my window, and they're so excited to see the things. They talk about it. There's a big Harry Potter Hogwarts there, and they light up. Oh my gosh, look, there's Hagrid, and they get real excited about it, and they're mesmerized, and it's so fun to see their faces. They knock on the window sometimes, and I have to tell them they're just looking Legos, not playing Legos, but they can look all they want.
Yeah, because your office is glass, it's see-through.
Yes.
You can.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've had one of those before. You have to make sure you're not picking your nose.
Oh my.
My favorite thing is to have Brandy do this. She's like,
No.
Mandy.
Let's not go there.
All right. Anyway. Okay. So what's your favorite program you've had at your library? It could be through any department, maybe most successful program, or just like the best or the most well-received program you've had.
So I kind of went two directions. Like, it's always fun when we have the kind of the children's animal stuff. So like when we had the reptile show, I will admit I'm very scared of reptiles. I'm not.
Me too. I want to be as far away as possible.
But I was very brave, and I stayed in the room. And those kids were way braver than I was. They wanted to get up there and touch. I mean, it's so neat to see those kinds of programs where so many kids come in and they're able to really indulge in their curiosity. Probably one of my other favorite ones is the Culinary Book Club, which is run by our librarian, Noelle. And that program involves, she'll choose like a particular famous chef or a type of food. So it could be, throwback foods, or it could be like a particular, Smitten Kitchen books. And then the people who sign up, they choose something to make from one of those. And then they get together, and because they all love food, they all get together. They talk about what they liked about the recipes, what they liked about how this person does it, and then they get to feast. At the end of the year, she makes it a contest with desserts. I have yet to be chosen as a judge. I've put my hat in the ring, but I always lose out to other people.
For sure. We'll be there. Yeah.
I haven't been chosen yet, but it's just a really rich program. It's a really in-depth, rich program that the people who are involved are really involved and really get to experience it and be with like-minded people, which is really neat.
Nice. Okay, so when you were saying throwback foods, immediately I got a flash of a cookbook with the jelly molds.
Oh my gosh. Can you believe they used to put vegetables in the Jell-O? Yes. I just can't understand that to this day. I don't understand how that could possibly be delicious. But,
she needs to do it. Just to see if you would have any participation.
There's a guy who's on social media, but he also wrote a book called Baking from Yesteryear. And he had a book that came out, and he will go and he'll find a recipe, and he will say, carrot jello from 1963. Right. And then he will do it, or, peanut butter bread from 1924, and he'll say it, and then he'll make the food, and he has a recipe book now. And so that is what they were doing. Yeah, they were looking at those throwbacks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I still can't get the jelly mold out of my head. Like little Vienna sausages wiggling around.
I mean,
can't
I
do
could, yeah, I see that in my mom's kitchen shelf as you say it. Like I can picture it.
I am good. Okay, Amber.
That's a hard one to follow, isn't it, Amber?
I mean, Vienna sausages, sorry.
Noelle hasn't done it yet, so if you'd like to participate.
So I have a soft spot in my heart for a program we do called Crafternoons. Me and another librarian, we started it over 10 years ago. And it's for our adults. Our adults get to have some fun too. So we provide all of the material and the instructions, and we invite people to come in and make their crafts. When we were getting started with the program, branch management didn't think we'd have enough crafts to last us very long, but we have not repeated once. Thank you, Pinterest. And then in the summers, we also host another Crafternoons called Family Edition. So you can bring your family to that one, and the kids can make the same craft that you do. So just at the beginning of the year, in our display case, we had 10 years of Crafternoons where we brought back all of the favorite crafts to display. And I still have some of them around my house too. Like they're functional, they're pretty, and it's something for the adults to do.
So what were some of the favorite crafts?
I kind of gravitate toward the jewelry. So we had a little nest that you made with wire, and then you could put in beads. It was for Mother's Day, so you could do beads to match gemstones for birthdays. Terrariums were really popular. That one was very popular at our branch. We do a lot of holiday things. So in the fall, there'll be fall-themed crafts or spring crafts. We just had a mini spring wreath that they did yesterday. So always something new. And Jenny is in charge of that program now and doing an awesome job.
Awesome.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. So I was just perusing Facebook. Which one of you has the book dress?
That's our branch.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Our assistant branch manager had a dress form and an idea and a dream.
Wow.
She made it come true.
She did. So she took pages from damaged books and created a dress. And we like to bring it back every so often because it's just so beautiful. It's a piece of art.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's really pretty to look at. And they are damaged books.
They
that
are,
we
yes,
use.
yes. So we repurpose. We do that a lot. We have a lot of folded art. We make little hedgehogs that the kids like to visit. So it's kind of the unofficial mascot of Mitchell Library, are these folded art hedgehogs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cute.
Did you name them? I name everything.
No, but we
I'm
could
coming
maybe
by.
do
I'm gonna
some kind
name
of
'em.
contest. to
Yeah.
name
Oh,
them,
you
yeah.
should. You should totally do that for the
Yeah.
summer.
New program.
All right. So let's go ahead and hop to our events calendar. So Amber and Cynthia talked about their favorite events, and we have lots of events happening in the month of June for the library system because it is our summer reading program.
Yes. As a matter of fact, over at Stuart West in Montgomery on Thursday, June 26th at 10 o'clock, Mr. Mark Shepard's Color of Sound is going to be the program they are having, and it is a musical, it says it's a musical celebration of color.
Have either of you had Mark Shepard?
Yeah, he's
Okay, so
Amazing.
can you explain to
Isn't
me
he?
what this program is?
So he tailors it every year to the summer reading theme.
Okay.
So he comes in with musical instruments. So he'll put on a musical show for them, tell some stories. One year he had this hoverboard that he brought, and kids were like hovering on the hoverboard down the hallway. And I kind of averted my eyes. I was like, you're not seeing the hoverboard. But they loved it. So you never know what he's going to bring because every year it's different.
So he's a storyteller.
Yes.
Oh, he is. And he's extremely creative. Yes, I do recall seeing some things. I do. So the Tullis branch on Wednesday, June the 11th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon is hosting the Houston Museum of Natural Science. Cool Chemistry is the name of the program.
Fun.
It sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it?
I wonder if that's, because Color Our World is our theme. So
Yes.
I wonder if it'll have anything to do with colors. I don't know.
What do you
Have to go and
think?
Find out.
I hope so.
All right, at our Metter branch in Willis on Tuesday, June 17th at 3 p.m., the teens get to tie-dye bucket hats. I know.
A hat just in time for summer to keep the sun off your nose.
Yes. I need to go and have me a tie-dyed bucket hat.
That sounds like fun. Oh,
It
my
does sound like fun.
goodness.
And then our genealogy department, located at our central library, on Friday the 13th.
Oh, my word. Is there one coming up?
It
in
is,
June?
yeah. At 11 a.m., they're going to have a Red River history class, and they have a speaker coming in, and they'll talk about the Red River Valley and all the research they've done, and who lived there, who lives there now, the ancestry about it, stuff like that. So pretty cool.
Helpful, too, especially to people that are researching their family trees.
Yes.
Very,
All
very
of these
helpful.
programs, Brandy, are so fun, and I can't go to any of them.
No. We just have to leave it to the community to tell us about all the fun
That's
they
right.
had.
Look at our sad faces.
We're glad they get to enjoy themselves. Magnolia is having a terrific program on Thursday, June the 12th at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's a teen do-it-yourself book bag craft.
Okay, so I could go to Metter and get me a hat.
She could get a
and
hat.
then Magnolia and get me a book bag.
She could get a book bag. But the thing is, book bags are so cute. I think I have some kind of an addiction to book bags because I have plenty. Do I need another book bag? No. But they make such cute
They really do.
things. And so it's always fun to have something fresh and new for the summer or back to school.
Well, Brandy, I wouldn't be able to do it because I'm not a teen. But my teen can.
Yes,
And then
that's
I'll
true.
just take it.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Did you happen to know that Central, every Friday in June at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, is having a summer documentary series? And the very first one is origami. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to have one. Your friend would be very interested. It's a Lego program. So that's something that's fun, but it has a different theme for each week, being that it is a series.
So they'll show videos over the first one, origami.
Mm-hmm.
They possibly will have an origami, presentation.
Mm-hmm.
I learned origami my senior year of high school. I was a library aide. The librarian, I love her. She wouldn't let me do anything but sit at the front desk. Like, I wasn't allowed to go into her office. I wasn't allowed to get up. She even gave us these sticks that were like an inch wide. And when we shelved the books, we had to push them back an inch. I still have my stick. Because later on, I was the librarian at that library, and I danced in that office. I was like, I'm in here now. But I was bored, and so I'd finish my homework or whatever, and I learned origami.
That sounds
So
like fun.
I have a tendency to not be able to focus and pay attention during church or trainings. And so I'm just sitting there like making like little butterflies or birds, and I just hand them to people.
I've been the recipient of a few birds.
I'm focusing though. I've learned how to manage it.
So one thing that comes to mind when you say something about the traditional librarian and her providing that stick for you, for your use, but I was just thinking about, the modern day library is so fun. And a lot of people think, well, you work in a library, is somebody going to go, shh? No, not anymore. It's a community hub. It's a place to get together. And you come and you enjoy all these wonderful programs. and you get to know your librarians, and they become friends. They're helpful friends. It's quite a different environment if there are people in the community that haven't visited the library in a while. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised at the type of an environment it is. It's always going to be about resources and learning and tutoring and all the traditional things. But I think that some people are unaware of all the extra things like these fun summer programs at these terrific branches.
Right. Our circulation staff does not use a stick
No.
to push the books back.
Well,
in.
maybe not anymore.
They might have. I don't know.
Maybe at the schools, because Mandy set the precedent.
Mandy did not. Mandy got rid of that. All right. So as always, our story times and Baby and Me classes usually happen around 10 in the morning. And please try to go visit our Mitchell and Metter branches because they are our family place.
Yes, very special.
Branches, and there are lots of things there for young ones to experience. Good times. The family place, pretty popular over there.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Last summer, we took away the kitchen to give them tents to go along with that theme. There's almost a riot. They love their play kitchen, their play foods, and their baby dolls and everything. So, yes, all the toys are out at the Mitchell Library right now.
That's wonderful. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, Amber, go ahead and tell us what's happening at your branch in June.
Sure. So we really ramp up our activity for the summer reading program. And we also find it's a good time to experiment, to try some new kinds of programs, see if people like it so that we can offer them again. So we are hosting, I think, over 80 programs in June alone because we're extra at Mitchell.
Yeah, wow.
But they're for all ages. So we continue to do our story times. So you love the story times, you can still come for that. But then there's so much more. So I don't know if you want me to get into some of the stuff we have planned or...
Yeah, let's pick a couple.
Okay, sure. So I'm really excited to offer a Learn to Play Ukulele class that we're going to be doing. So Trevor, my work colleague, and I, we do a Tunes at 2 program every month where we play music, and people would interrupt us in the middle of the program to ask if we taught music lessons. And we're like, no. But it planted an idea. So we're going to start with ukuleles because it's only 4 strings. They're a little lighter, you know.
Okay.
So we're going to offer 2 programs in June. So that will be on Friday, June 20th. One's at 9:30 and the other's at 11. We have 10 ukuleles at the library. So if you need one, you can register for your ukulele. If you have one at home, just come and we will learn the parts of the ukulele, how to strum, and the goal is to leave that class knowing a song.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really
Awesome.
nice.
Yeah. So we're excited about that one. We also, every Saturday at 1:30, we'll have a family movie. So you come in, we will give you all the snacks, and we'll show one of the new releases that's available through our movie license.
Nice.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's another thing the friends groups do.
Yes.
Yes. I know that we always thank our friends, but I want to make sure, since Amber was nice enough to bring up the movie license, that our friends take care of that for our branches, and we just can't thank them enough. Absolutely.
Sure. And then there are teen programs every Monday at 5:30. And so they're a little bit more than what we usually do on Mondays. So we bring people in. So they will be bringing in a jewelry specialist to make crystal bracelets.
My goodness.
Or they're going to have henna art. We're bringing in a local artist to come and do a canvas drawing workshop with the teens.
Nice.
So lots of different things for everybody of all ages. We're really excited. And then, you stay to do some of the extra things that are around in the branch. Our scavenger hunt is extremely popular. We will have a new one every single week of summer reading.
Wow.
And then there'll be stations set up to do sticker art, or you can do guess the book in a jar, or that kind of thing. So there's things all throughout the building. And we're going to start off with a bang on Monday, June 2nd for our summer reading kickoff party.
Yes.
Perfect.
Awesome. Yep. And we'll talk more
Yes.
about those kickoff parties.
We will.
Later on. Awesome. Okay,
Definitely.
Cynthia, what's happening at the South Branch?
Yeah, so, as Amber said, we tend to try to ramp things up. We were lucky. We're going to be open for the entire
Yes.
summer
Yes,
reading.
we were going to ask.
I know, yes.
Yes.
We thought we might have to stop mid-motion,
Yes.
and so, but staff has been really creative, and we've filled in our whole summer reading now, and so we're going to be having a lot of color themed type things as well. We're going to, of course, be having our regular programming. So if you have a favorite that you like to come to, you'll be able to still come to, your teen can still come to Planet Yum. If you love your book club is still going on, but it'll be a little bit more active, especially throughout the day than it usually is. And we're going to be having one of the ones that really sticks out to me is we're going to be having the Science of Color program that's for kids, and so they'll kind of be able to see some experiments.
Oh, nice.
Where they see things change color right before their eyes. They can kind of, chemistry in action, right? They can kind of get that experience. The teens are going to be doing a number of different kinds of craft programs. There's going to be one that's a tie-dye one. I can't remember off the top of my head when it is, but we are doing tie-dye. But they're going to be options. So bucket hats are one of them. So
Nice.
Yeah.
See, there's another opportunity.
Yeah, you can get your kid to go to that one too. Or if you want a bandana, so maybe do a bucket hat at the other one. Come and do a bandana with us, and you can have one of each.
Well, if I show up to work one day,
we'll know.
that I took it from Riley.
There you go.
We're going to be having things like diamond art bookmarks with the teens, and we're going to be having some adult programs as well, doing crafts, different kinds of craft events. We do a monthly craft with them, but for the adults, we're also adding in a mahjong group.
It's very popular.
Other
Yeah.
branches, yes, they show huge attendance.
Yeah, we have a staff member who has taken on the task of learning mahjong, which is not a small task. It's not the easiest thing to learn, but it's really a satisfying game, and so they wanted to bring a mahjong group in, and so we're going to have somebody actually teaching how to play mahjong at the very first one. So if somebody's interested, they've never been too scared to try, or they tried one other time and they'd like to try again, that's going to be an opportunity as well. And we are having
It's okay. You
it's
can
okay,
cheat.
I know, I'm cheating.
That's okay.
It's the
So many programs.
I
Well,
know.
there are a lot of programs happening.
Yeah, it's our kickoff is going to be the learning zoo.
Yes.
Oh, I've
yeah.
heard good things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we are also, going to be having some movies on Fridays afternoons. Again, some of those hot ones. So you're going to have a couple options in the Woodlands. If you can't make the Friday
Right.
one, you can go to one on a Saturday, because I think we're overlapping. Maybe there'll be some big ones that
Right.
you
Right.
might have missed in the theater, or your kids cannot get enough of.
Right.
Right.
It's just a chance to have that kind of fun experience of being in the darkened room and eating a
Yes.
snack and enjoying it that way.
Right. And I just want to remind our patrons that you do not have to live in the Woodlands to access both those libraries. You can live wherever, as long as you want to travel.
Right.
And if make sure you check on countylibrary.org at our events calendar, and then you can click on the program that you want to attend just to see if you need to register. And make sure, I hate for you to drive all the way out and then it'd be packed.
Right.
So,
And a lot of people that are new to the area and haven't participated in summer reading program before, I always promote that if you see a particular presenter at one branch and, maybe you have an appointment that day and you just can't get in, it's okay. You can do what we call branch hopping. So we coined that phrase, but we love people that do that because, different communities offer different presenters on different days. So if you can't make it out to one, then maybe you can go over to another. So you don't want to miss these wonderful presenters. For I have seen many firsthand, and they are incredible. And don't forget, it's free. It's always free.
That's the only time we'll do it, Richard, I promise.
Yes, that's it. We met our quota for free. Yes.
All right. So, Cynthia, you talked about you get to finish and start summer reading at your branch.
Very
Yes.
good.
For those of us, I mean, we know. So, for our listeners who don't know, what does that mean?
Yeah, so there is going to be a brand new library community center shared space in the Grogan's Mill Village Center, which is at Grogan's Mill in South Mill Bend. And it is going to be, if you've gone over there to get, pick up pizza or, get a cup of coffee over there, you might have seen the building. And it is a beautiful building that's being built. And we are going to have, I talked a little bit about the technology. We're going to have a podcast room there. We're going to have a 3D printer there, which I believe is the first 3D printer in the system. So we're going to be having a little bit more technology, which is always fun. Give people, again, that opportunity to try something before they buy it or, can use it on one time or use it all the time. We're going to have that. The teens are going to have their own room, which right now they're kind of just a little spot on our second floor. Our building is 30 years old as of last year. So the building was built for the time it was built, which was 1994. And so it's kind of like when your car hits its warranty and you feel like everything's kind of not working quite as smoothly as you imagine. Our building right now is a little bit like that. And so we're able to move into a whole new fresh space. It is going to be one floor. It's going to have, space as we've always had for teens and adults and children. And it is going to have many more meeting rooms. So there are going to be about 8 rooms those 8 rooms are going to be like smaller rooms.
Okay.
And then there's going to be 3 additional rooms that are going to be more like small conference rooms. So like a 6 to 8 room.
Okay.
And so there's going to be 3 of those as well. And so it's going to have a lot of opportunity for school projects, meeting up about, just different things. We currently have one room that seats 6, and that room is often in demand because
I'm sure.
Yeah, because you want a few more people, you want a little elbow room, and those rooms will be available for that. And then, of course, since we're going to be right next door to the community center,
Yes.
there's going to be a whole lot of options for people if they want to be using other larger rooms for groups and that kind of thing.
And the community center will have an auditorium, correct?
Yes, so we have we're going to be sharing a space that's almost like a classroom space. So it'll have tiered seating and a big presentation space in front. So, if you're coming to a program about where you have a speaker talking about something, it's going to be really a chance for us to allow a lot more people into that space.
Awesome.
To be able to, hear that person and watch them. And, the technology in that room will be brand new. And it'll be, so it should be a very good experience.
Cool. So we actually have a really short clip it's the renderings from Pigal, the architect, right?
Yes.
So we'll play that real quick, and then we can talk about how beautiful it's going to be.
Yes.
right. So the really nice pictures. I know they were kind of blurry, but lots of green, lots of trees, lots of glass.
Melding the indoor with the outdoor
Right.
kind of
Kinda
a
emulating
circumstance.
that woodlands, that woodlands feel.
Right.
Right.
That the green with the building.
Right, complements that aesthetic, if you will. So, where it's located in the Grogan's Mill Village Center, right there at Grogan's Mill and South Mill Bend, that is actually the very first village that was built in the Woodlands. And originally, it had a grocery store. And I know that it could be a brain buster.
I know. I was about to say, this isn't your brain buster,
No,
is
it's
it?
not my
Okay.
brain buster, but I just have to share.
Okay.
So, even though it's not the brain buster, do you know what the very first grocery store in the Woodlands was? Y'all know?
I already told you I did not grow up there, so I have no clue.
I didn't either. I just got there. But anyway, it was a Jamail's. And so because Mr. Jamail's family was very good friends with Mr. Mitchell's family, and Jamail grocery stores were sort of like a high-end, like a rice Epicurean market in Houston, kind of the same thing, and he talked him into putting that first grocery store in there. So, correct me if I'm wrong about the year, but there was a nasty little fire that took away our first South Regional Library, and that was in...
I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah.
Okay, but during the time when they were waiting to figure out what they were going to do for the library, they had to set up an interim library with donations. And can you tell me where that was set up?
That I do know. That was in that same location.
Wow.
It was the exact the same footprint space.
It is amazing. So things have come full circle for the library because it's going back into where that Jamail's grocery store originally was, and it served as the interim library back in the day. After the fire, and now the new modern day, what I am thinking is going to be a flagship library.
Maybe.
Yes. And that is going to be exactly the location. So it coming full circle is that is an amazing bit of trivia to me. I really am very interested in that. And I think it's fascinating. I really do. Yeah. And not only that, but it adds to what they call the regentrification of the area because, it needed a little boost and it's going to get that. And I just think that's wonderful. And I understand there's going to be a lot of support businesses in that area. I don't know exactly what all's going to be there, but some of our favorites will remain, but there'll be new things as well that people that come over and visit the library can visit.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yep, that's
Hopefully
what I've heard as well.
There's good eating places, Brandy.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I'm interested in coffee shops.
There is one right next door.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, that's already
Nice.
there.
I'm just really worried
wonderful.
about the eating places.
Well,
It's about that time. I'm surprised I haven't had my stomach growl yet.
oh no.
I ate toast this morning, Richard.
She went through that the last episode.
Every time. Okay, so to get any more information on our events, you can access our events calendar at countylibrary.org. All of the links to anything that happened on the show today can be accessed in our show description. We're going to take a real quick break and come back with Brandy's Brain Busters. Dun, 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 dun.
Montgomery County Memorial Library System has 7 branches across the county. Visit one near you to obtain a free library card. For more information about this and free events offered, Visit our website at countylibrary.org. We'll see you at the library.
All right, welcome back to Library Tea Time. And it is time for Brandy's trivia question. I know. I make it fancy every time.
Try
All right,
not
Brandy.
to disappoint. Okay. So, can anyone tell me how many years MCMLS has had a summer reading program?
We've had one as long as I've been here, so more than 18
More
years.
than 18.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else?
Richard, got a guess?
I would say 42 years.
42 years.
There's something special about that number. Cynthia?
That was literally the number I was
The
going to say. I
number
don't know why I said
42.
Yeah.
How about you, Mandy?
I don't know. 42 years.
42 years.
I would like to change my answer to 42 years.
Yes. There's a consensus in the room. So, according to the Conroe Courier, which is terribly reliable, and Woodlands Online, we have had a summer reading program all the way back to 1948. This will be the 77th summer reading program. I'm sure it's seen lots of changes, just like anything does in 77 years' time. But what an amazing thing to be able not only to offer, but to be able to say that you were able to, completely further literacy in the community for 77 years.
Yes. That's awesome.
It is awesome. I'm very proud of us.
Wow.
Yes, absolutely.
77 years. I bet they didn't give away books. Do you think they give away books?
I don't
They gave away
know.
books. I don't think they did.
The program varies a lot. I was looking back in some really old scrapbooks, 42 years, and as far back as I could find, and I was being so careful trying to find things about summer reading. But things have changed a lot. A lot of them, sort of mimicked school reading programs where, gold stars and reading certificates and things like that. And then I guess we got to a point where we were able, through generous donations
Right.
from sponsors, to be able to offer a free book to those completing their requirements. And other things as well, such as the coupons and
Right.
anything else.
Well, I was just thinking, Brandy, that, if a VHS tape in the 80s and 85 cost $80, is that what you said, Richard? $80. Mm-hmm. I mean, how much was a book?
Not sure. More on that later.
I know. We'll have to find out.
We'll have
Brandy's
to look
brain
into
buster.
that.
That'll be the question next. No.
It might be.
All right. So every show we like to feature a resource that sweetens your tea. Last show we talked about Udemy. Udemy is a resource that is useful for learning and improving your skills across business, social media, computer, tech, stuff like that. I'm still working on my social media and marketing class. I'm not very good at doing it when I should be doing it.
Perseverance.
So I guess the best part about Udemy is you can do it at your own pace, which
Very
is not
good.
very good for me. I probably need somebody to push me. Okay, so today's resource is Hoopla. All about the Hoopla. Hoopla is an app that you can download, or you can access it through countylibrary.org and go to our digital resources tab. It allows you to check out ebooks, audiobooks, movies, stream, music, videos, documentaries, all sorts of things. They also have something called a binge pass, which sort of confuses me because I haven't used Hoopla that much. But I looked it up, so I'm going to read it. All right. Enjoy 7 days of on-demand digital access to individual platforms and collections for free with your library card. Get digital magazines, movies, puzzles, comics, podcasts, ebooks, documentaries, video courses, and more. And so it sort of acts like a pass, a season pass, and you can check out that, whatever you want to check out, that season of whatever is available. Our graphic here has got a QR code, so if you want to get started, you can go to the QR code, and it'll take you to our digital resources page. And that also gives you access to Libby and any of the other things that are available to you for FREE. I didn't say it. Nope.
No,
We
she
promised
didn't
him one
say
time.
it, but you know. One
FREE.
thing I do want to mention when you're talking about Hoopla, we also are having, if those of you that may not be familiar with something called Gulf Coast Reads, on the same page is an annual regional reading initiative focused on promoting the simultaneous reading or listening to a title by those that are living on the upper Texas Gulf Coast. And each year, librarians select 3 titles for the public to vote on. And all you have to do is go to www.gulfcoastreads.org, and the polls are going to be open until June the 9th. And the titles that are on there right now look pretty interesting. Something called Shoot the Moon, Mr. Texas, and the Faculty Lounge. That sounds very interesting, the one about the Faculty Lounge. I don't know. There's just curiosity that goes way back on that one.
Brandy, there's also an article, and there's also access to this on our website.
Yes.
So you can go to countylibrary.org.
Yes, so you can
and
access
get that
it.
information.
Yes,
Yeah.
either way. But make sure that you do take the time to go in there and review those and cast your vote.
Yeah, so you can check them out through Libby. You can check them out through Hoopla. Come to your library and check them out. Find them on any of your reading devices. Read them, and then definitely cast your vote. This is a big honor for the authors in the Texas Gulf Coast to receive. So do that. I saw that Mr. Texas is on Anne's desk. She's reading that one.
Yes, I thought I saw it on more than one desk, actually.
Yes.
And I think we all have a mutual friend that is definitely reviewing the Faculty Lounge right now.
Yes. Yeah. Awesome. So, summer reading. Summer reading. I know. All right, I'm going to go sing at the Tunes at 2. I'm not really.
Okay.
You won't have anybody come back. Okay. All right, so every branch is having a summer reading kickoff party. And most of them are going to start the first week of June. So our summer reading kicks off June 2nd. So you can register now. Definitely register through a Reader Zone, our Reader Zone app, or you can go into one of your local libraries and get a reading log. It's a paper reading log and fill out that information. And then June 2nd, you can start logging your books.
Yes.
Brandy, remind us again, how many books do we have to read and how many minutes?
Oh my goodness, it's 10 books or 300 minutes.
For the littles.
The littles. And then for young adult, which I believe begins at age 13, and then that includes all the way up, including adults, it is 600 minutes or 10 books.
Right.
Whichever way you want to log
because,
it.
most of the time, the older books are going to be thicker books.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And the younger children, the reason they do the 300 minutes is because sometimes, picture books are very slim. But, I like to read picture books even now.
A picture book is for everyone.
It is. It's for everyone. So
There's
don't be
lessons
shy.
in those picture books.
Yes.
All right. So let's. So Stuart West is going to have their kickoff May 28th. So that's not June 2nd.
Right.
So they're going to have games, crafts, and popsicles. Go, and then they'll walk you through how to sign up through the Reader Zone app or how to sign up with your reading log. And then we also have face painting and activities at our Tullis branch on June 2nd. Also at June 2nd you can go see Cynthia at our South Regional branch.
The Learning Zoo is
Learning
coming.
Zoo.
Yes.
Yay. So they have animals at the Learning Zoo? Are they going to have snakes?
I don't know. I try not to look too hard.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the ones that have fur. Yeah.
Oh. All right. And then our central branch here in Conroe, June 2nd, is going to have art and face painting for
face
their
painting.
kickoff. And then at our Mitchell branch on June 2nd, at 1:30, you guys are going to have activity stations and art. Any art in particular?
We're still coming up with the different art
Yeah.
stations. We're also going to have a community fair. So there's
Oh,
going to be
nice.
United Way, HEB.
Oh, great.
The township will be there.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
The
We love
freebies.
HEB.
We love HEB. Oh my goodness, yes. And you know, staff is going to be so busy during summer reading. We always are, but it's a great kind of busy. But I know that HEB is one of our favorite places that we go. And on June the 26th, Mandy and I will be out at, I believe it's going to be the Spring Creek location and the Harper's Trace locations sorry about that, misspoke, not Harper's Trace, only Spring
Spring
Creek
Creek.
that day. That will be a story time where we set up in the store, and that's something that we do with HEB periodically, and we
Yeah.
enjoy that.
You can find me by the food.
10 a.m. on June 26th. We'll be there. Make sure you are.
All right. Well, you skipped ahead of me. We're still on the kickoff.
Oh, that's okay. We have to add HEB because
We
HEB
do.
was mentioned. Okay.
Okay. At our Malcolm Purvis location in Magnolia, June 4th. So you could essentially go to May 28th, hit 2 or 3 of the June 2nds, go to June 4th at our Magnolia branch and have some balloon animals and games. And then you can finish it all off your kickoff week at our Willis location, our Metter branch, and do face painting and a bounce house. And they're also going to have the Discovery Dome, where you get in and it shows
Yes, like
a movie or something on the inside of
planets.
it.
Sometimes it's about, the planets and things like that and the stars, and that's lots of fun. But that's, that sounds like that might be an outdoor activity, but it's not. It's an indoor activity where it's nice and cool. In June, that means a lot. And something I was looking at when you were reading all of these wonderful kickoff dates off is that there's a lot of opportunity there for branch hopping.
There is.
There is. So if you go to one kickoff party, don't think you can't go to others, because you certainly can.
Yeah, but I do want to point out that the when you register on the Reader's Own
Yes.
app or just the paper log, you're only registered to the branch that you decide to register.
That's
under,
right.
Okay,
That's right.
So any prizes, any drawings, anything like that will only come from that branch. You are welcome to enjoy all of the other events throughout the branch and branch hop, but your prizes or your statistics will
Right.
only go to your home branch, whatever branch you choose for that
Right.
to be.
That's right.
Awesome.
Awesome.
You guys, I know we've talked about a lot of things that are happening in June. Anything going on? Any comments about our summer reading kickoff party, or maybe just a really huge event that you might be having that you didn't mention before? No, nothing. We got it all.
No, that was it. I mentioned all 80. No, I didn't.
Wow. Impressive. It really is.
It's not June, but in July,
Okay.
the Mitchell Library will be turning 20 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
So we're going to be having a birthday bash.
Nice.
Yeah. So I just want to.
So, do we know what date?
Yeah.
Mhm, we do.
Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
good.
Tell us.
do. It'll be on Thursday, July 24th, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Nice.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay, so
Sounds
that
good.
kind of brought something up for me. I just wanted to remind everybody that you could follow your branch, your local branch, on Facebook, and then they will more than likely post their calendar for the summer. If you don't want to have to go through everything on the website, or you could go in and get a paper calendar. That way you know and you don't miss out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Cynthia, anything happening at the South Branch? I know that we don't know. We don't know when we're moving in. We still don't know those things, a date. We are just excited that we get to start and finish summer reading
Yes.
in one location.
Mhm, that means a lot.
And that means the South Regional Branch will go out with a bang.
Yes. Yes, and
That's exciting.
so as you said, as we get more details about when we'll be closed, because we'll have to be closed for a chunk of time while all those things get shifted over. We will be posting on Facebook as those things get more solid. So if you want to follow along and see, when to expect, and then when to expect us to open again
Right.
with a grand opening, we will have that information too. And we're hoping that, people will be just as excited about that as they are about our current branch.
Right. And most definitely, Amber will be prepared to absorb any, patrons that, might need their services or our services during the closure. And I think the next closest one might be, the one in Magnolia and then here in Conroe. So don't fret.
No.
We will get you your book and your services.
Absolutely.
My stomach growled. It's time. All right.
So we want to take this time to thank our library friends groups for making this show possible. Our library friends provide additional funding for programs and events that take place throughout the year. Their generosity and volunteerism know no bounds. Make sure to visit one of your local county libraries for a, here's the third time, free library card.
All right. Thank you, Amber and Cynthia, for coming out and spilling some library tea. We really enjoyed it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Again, none of this would be possible without the generosity of our library friends groups across the county. You are just the best. Now, go read.
Yay, she did it.
There you go.